Hi, I'm Adam Kennedy, a coachman in Colonial Williamsburg.
Hi, I'm Andre Jeter, the director of Coaching Livestock.
And today we're going to talk to you about the evolution of black coachmen past and present. From the 1930s to about 1979, black coachmen were in their heyday here. Men such as Joe Jones, Mr. Benjamin Lewis Spraggins all played integral parts in the guest experience. They oftentimes were janitors, landscapers, members of hospitality before they even stepped on the box seat. How much of that story was being told, how much of that African or black story was not being told or shared. They had a strong drive to make sure that that history was being seen, and even today pass it on to myself and Mr. Jeter.
2022, February the 28th, we did a dedication of the Benjamin Lewis Spraggin carriage. And that was dedicated to Mr. Benjamin Lewis. He was one of 4 carriage drivers that first started up Coaching Livestock. He was not a native here of Williamsburg, but he came here on vacation and fell in love with Williamsburg and then applied for a job here. He was a pillar of the community. He was in the Williamsburg Men's Club. He was one of the founders of the NAACP chapter here in Virginia. And he also had a barbershop here. They referred to him as Mr. Hollywood. If you was to see a carriage on the street, you would have seen him. All your dignitaries, all your main people that was riding in the carriage at that time.
And remember, this skill, it is a highly skilled job, but it's one that was looked down upon, but because of what you were doing, you were serving. So most individuals looked at it, unless it was pleasure, that where you were gonna do a social activity where you drove, to actually be a driver was not what people want to make you believe, the all-intended job that everyone wanted. So men such as Mr. Joe Jones, Benjamin Lewis Spraggins, and Willie Fitz, they all played an integral part here. And part of that job, unfortunately, did come with some not so pretty aspects. Remember, those men, at the time that we represent, and at the time that they were living in, they also had some not so pleasant moments with some guests, some of the folks that worked here, and some of the staff. And as we talked to Mr. Joe Jones, who is still living, we were able to get those firsthand accounts. And that's important for us in telling that story. As Mr. Jones said himself, when his uniform came off, his color didn't. How we honor those men is through recruiting, making sure that we are able to get out into the public. The other thing, Mr. Jeter is responsible for helping to drive, the focus of the barn. So a lot of what you saw with the Benjamin Lewis Spraggins carriage, the colors, the design, and that all was a way to honor those men of the past and those that are still living, so that way we could give them their flowers while they could still smell them, see them, feel them, but also share their story with us so we know how to continue on with this legacy.
If y'all have any questions about Coaching Livestock and want to learn more about Coaching Livestock, learn about our bits and bridles, our rare breeds talk, come down here to the barn so we can learn about these African coachmen. So anybody in the community, you are welcome to come down here to Coaching Livestock and learn a little bit more.